New leaked data purports to show that Disney Plus is losing more than you possibly could have known versus Netflix and YouTube. Today, we're going to show you what is out there on the web that says Netflix is beating Disney Plus 10 times over with their biggest programs. Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Pro Channel. It is a joy to have you join us. And as ever, our job here is to endeavor explaining entertainment and, yes, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. As we get ready to dive into today's topic, consider clicking the like button, and without further ado, we'll get you the news you need. Take a look at this. It is from TNT Horn 1970, a person who goes by the Thin King over here. And these are leaked numbers, and we actually believe these are real. These are leaked numbers from Disney Plus viewership. Percy Jackson and the Olympians is estimated now to have had 9.68 million viewers in the year 2024.
Wow.
The Acolyte, 8.75 million. Agatha All Along, 6.87 million. Echo, 7.11. X-Men 97, 4.29. Star Wars, The Bad Batch, 2.02 million. Star Wars Skeleton Crew, 2.92 million. We could keep going. Let's pause there for a moment, okay? You see the big ones. Let's get to something that really matters, and that is, we know Netflix for a comparison, and I want you to see this. From September 19th, 2024, Todd Spangler put out the article on Variety, Fool Me Once, Bridgerton, Baby Reindeer, were Netflix's most viewed TV shows in first half of 2024. How did they perform? Let's find out. The top shows in Netflix. Netflix saw a British invasion the first 6 months of the year, with 4 of its 10 biggest shows globally in the first half of 2024 coming from the UK. Fool Me Once, Baby Reindeer, The Gentleman in One Day. In addition, Shonda Rhimes' Bridgerton Season 3 was the number 2 most watched show worldwide from January to June. The season notched a whopping 91.9 million views.
Oh, my God.
In less than 2 months. 91.9 million views for Bridgerton Season 3. Let's go back to it now, ladies and gentlemen. How did Disney Plus do with its top shows? Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Now, I will say these are limited to originals. Percy Jackson and the Olympians. 9.68 million. What does it mean? Well, and the Acolyte, 8.75 million. What does it mean? It means that Netflix, in terms of viewership, if these numbers are real, and we think they are, if these numbers are real, Netflix is getting a 10 times larger audience for its top shows than Disney Plus. And by the way, that lines up perfectly with what we are seeing, because take a look at this out of Nielsen. These are the latest numbers. YouTube is at 12% now, and just YouTube on television, not YouTube on phones, not YouTube on computers, just YouTube on TV, 12%. Netflix has 7.9% of the market share, and Disney, when you combine Disney and ESPN Plus and Hulu Plus, all combined together get 5%. When you get it down to just Disney Plus, we think it's somewhere around 2%. So Disney Plus at 2%, Netflix at 8%, Netflix is getting a 4-time. They're quadrupling Disney, but the top shows, what's trending, seems to be in favor of Netflix dramatically with a 10x increase over that. So, panel, I'll hand it to you now. The battle for streaming is, in my opinion, over. It's going to be YouTube and Netflix in the lead, and this is the whole kit and caboodle. This is everything, because streaming is where Hollywood is going. Streaming is where the public is going. If you are not in the lead in streaming, you're not in the lead. And Disney is way, way, way down. Jonas, let me start with you. Your thoughts on the idea that Netflix may be getting a 10x on their shows. And by the way, Stranger Things and Wednesday Season 2 are coming. What does it mean for Disney?
Well, it means that the same thing that it's meant for years. Nobody watches Disney Plus, and they've had just a slow attrition of people leaving that service. I remember when Mandalorian was something that we all talked about. Season 2 obviously ended on a huge moment with the Luke Skywalker reveal. But even then, I don't think that was really what was driving Disney Plus viewership. It seems like it's a platform that is specifically for children's content, whether or not Disney acknowledges that at any point. Moana just did fantastic on Disney Plus. It was 1.4 billion watch minutes within a week of that hitting the platform. Bluey is consistently near 1 billion watch minutes. Right there, 975 million there, March 17th to the 23rd. And that is a show that is no longer adding new episodes in. That is on Disney Plus, but it's not made by Disney. We always enjoy making that distinction because Disney has no idea what they're doing with children's content anymore. Netflix, however, can put almost anything on their service and it will end up on this chart. The power of the Netflix front page means they can put something like Flushed Away, an old Aardman animation, on their front page, and it will automatically trounce Disney most weeks of the year. So it's not a surprise to me. Netflix is the stickiest platform because they have something for everyone, and they are capable of developing new intellectual property. Despite Disney's reports that they have all of the intellectual property, Netflix actually has everyone's imagination. They also have Gen Z properties with Jenna Ortega and Wednesday. They've taken a black and white show, and it's not the only time that Addams Family has been in the zeitgeist, but they've taken an old black and white show and they've updated it for the modern audience in a way that is engaging to people who wouldn't necessarily choose it because it's an older property. Netflix is just hitting on all cylinders, and they seem to actually have the ability, if not to have creativity, but to hire people capable of creativity without lording it over them.
So let's talk about that for a minute, Paul. Everything seems to be in favor of Disney in terms of IP prominence, right? If you've got Star Wars, if you've got Marvel, if you've got Mickey Mouse, everything should be going your way. Yet Netflix, with far lesser IPs and strength, like the Addams Family. I mean, the Addams Family wasn't relevant until they made it so once again. Netflix is kicking the butt of the House of Mouse with far less in terms of cultural icons. How are they doing it, Paul? How's this happening?
Well, they are following up. Where's this extra sound coming from? They're following a more network path in that they are making enough programs that some stick and some don't. I will challenge the idea that Wednesday was necessarily going to be a hit right out of the box. It's never the case in any kind of entertainment realm. You just have to keep making stuff, and you have to keep betting on people who are able to deliver. So in Wednesday's case, they bet on Tim Burton. So again, even that isn't necessarily a guarantee for success. Look what happened to Dumbo. But again, show business is about making the best bets that you possibly can, hiring the best people at any time who are available. And as William Goldman said, no one knows anything. So I think, and you know, truth be told, Netflix has had its slate of failures. The difference between Netflix and Disney is that Disney has no idea what to do with some very valuable properties that they already have. They've let the Lucas Animation House. God damn it!
I can't think of the name either.
Anyway,
Lucasfilm Animation.
One that
ILM?
the animation place that they bought from Lucas. God,
Oh,
that
Pixar.
bought from Apple. Pixar. I'm going way back.
Oh,
Pixar was bought by Steve Jobs. Then yes, that's right. So this is what happens to a 71-year-old brain. So they've really not done a very good job in the parks of managing their legacy characters. And also look what they did to Jim Henson. And I can name a whole bunch of things, really good properties that Disney just did not know how to keep evergreen. They're terrible at managing their evergreen properties. And I will always say that buying Star Wars and Marvel actually has killed Disney because they have no idea what they're doing anymore. It overwhelmed them. Disney was known for creating shows and movies internally, writing them internally, directing them. This was part of what they did, and they just totally lost the Disney formula by buying Marvel and Star Wars. So they got a brief boost, but the long term, I think, has been disaster.
Right. They captured them financially. They captured a profit from that for a time, but then they also ideologically captured them, which destroyed them. And we've watched this time and time again. Carrie, when we look at Netflix, though, Netflix with a 10x increase in their top shows versus Disney Plus, you might say, well, that's pretty darn impressive. But at the same time, if we go back to YouTube, take a look at this, because this is astounding to me. I would venture the guess that YouTube on television is not the place that most people consume YouTube, although it's not insignificant. Clearly, people are watching YouTube on tablets, phones, mobile devices, computers, etc. Mm-hmm. Well, just YouTube on TV alone is outpacing Disney so significantly, because YouTube all by itself at 12% on TV alone. So it's being siloed into just that one arena in which it exists. This Disney with the Star, it's 3 platforms combined together. YouTube is beating it. Like, if Disney Plus is at 2%, realistically, YouTube just on television is beating it by 6 times over. This is where the public have gone. They've gone to YouTube.
I've heard that 40% and growing of YouTube's audience is watching it on TV.
Yes.
So let's
we're watching it on TV. And in fact, I mentioned many years ago on one of my Saving Hollywood videos is that everyone but Netflix should cancel their streaming services and put all their network shows on YouTube, because then they would also get a revenue from it.
They would. It's actually one of my gig jobs. I bartend now, and they put on all the televisions. That's where they watch the sports. I don't watch the sports very often unless somebody else is, so I didn't know. But they would just go to YouTube and put on, like, there's like an NBA thing or whatever live. There's CBS Sports, all of the. So I think that's what everyone's doing. They're watching.
Get Carrie Smith on the bar TV.
There you go. Yeah, I think I'll follow her around. I'll start a channel. But look, that's actually is the truth, though. That's what's happening, and people get their live television service through YouTube now. So, I mean, not only do you have the premium subscriptions in order to skip the commercials, but you also have with television stuff. People are moving over to YouTube exclusively for 1,000 different reasons, and most of them just convenience. My televisions in this house, all first up channel is YouTube. I watch everything either through streaming box or whatever. YouTube is my go-to. I don't need television channels anymore, which is a huge problem for, I guess, all these networks that own, guess what? Television channels. Nobody likes them. Even Peacock grew. Peacock, when Comcast was talking about it today, they have over 41 million subs now. And they have been like soft pedaling their pursuit of their streaming service. So those are big numbers, and you're going to see that growth. And I sent an article in the background about the growth of Warner Brothers Discovery. They've grown substantially over the course of the last 2 months. They're starting to eat into others. It's crazy.
One of the big parts of this war for eyeballs is content span, and that's the thing too. As Paul was saying right there, it's not just about watering down these franchises and destroying these franchises. It's the cost associated with them, which is absolutely outrageous. Now, recently, Netflix just announced that they were going to be spending $18 billion on content spend this year. And again, they own the top 10. Now, yesterday, Disney just confirmed that they were going to spend $23 billion on content, and that's total, for the year of 2025. That's actually down from the times that they actually spent $30 billion, not once, but twice, in 2021 and 2022 on content. They are spending more than Netflix on content that ultimately destroys and weakens their valuable brands and franchises rather than enhancing them. And again, it's all in hopes to achieve those top 10 numbers, and they haven't. That's the crazy part about this. They're spending far more for far less in return and destroying their business along with it.
Disney has so many great children IPs. Bug's Life, even though there hasn't been new movies, it's still a beloved IP, and you could do a lot with it. Again, the Henson, they've done nothing. They're actually mothballing most of the Henson rides and appearances at Disney. They have no idea what they're doing.
It's a fascinating thing to see. It's almost as if they were bought out by a different company who had no understanding of what's going on. Around 1990, it really that ABC Capital City stuff. I think we're seeing the long-term effects of them trying so hard to integrate something that just doesn't quite fit. even looking at their Disney Junior franchises, they have Spider-Man on Disney Junior now, a show called Spidey and His Amazing Friends, which I hate the naming because obviously that sounds like the 80s series, which was great. But even this company that has been the first name in children's programming for so long, they still go in there and they put a gender confused character in the middle of an episode of a Disney Junior series, Junkyard Jerry, that the Hulk refers to using they them pronouns.
Well, they have to. It's the law.
It's the law. They're glad to accept the extortion that comes their way.
Was there an extra emphasis on glad when you said that? I detected it.
Yes. There was
Well,
two
the
A's.
only reason Disney hires Pedro Pascal is because he's got a trans brother. Sister.
Well, and he has excellent taste in blouses. So
that's right. And the shorts only a 5-year-old from the 1920s would wear.
He only has one.
I think so. It's not like Megan Fox.
I know you want more. You want more of the Pro Channel, folks, but we've got to head out the door for this video. But fret not yet, for more content is yet on the way. 3 times a day, thrice as nice, right here on the Pro Channel. Oh, what's that you say? You want more than that? Fine, we'll do 4. 4 videos. Well, yeah, that's happening. Folks, as you get ready to go, consider clicking the like button for us. It is a huge help. Also, like, share, subscribe, and click it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. We would also love it if you could drop on down and give us a comment. We love hearing from you. And although we can't respond to every single comment, we often are reading them indeed. Folks, we would encourage you to consider subscribing to our partner channels, that Park Place, that Game Place, and that Pod Place. We love them all. We think you might too. Until the next time we have the joy of joining with you, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Hey, Floral, guess what?
You put a fork in Pro's microwave again.
No, that was yesterday.
I don't know that what.
Oh, I've decided to give up on torturing Jonas.
What? Why? In the same way the cat sleeps like 20 hours a day, that was like your purpose.
I know, but I've decided there's bigger fish to fry.
Okay.
Like Lorne. I mean, think about it. Everybody loves him. He's a fan favorite, and frankly, he has almost no weaknesses I can find. Except that he's really smart.
So, you want to annoy the one panelist without a single flaw, because he's smart.
Yeah, like that winged statue at that fancy Paris museum thingy. I want to break the one thing that everyone loves most.
So, kind of like the opposite of Rachel Zegler.
Yeah, exactly. And I get to see her all the time at family reunions anyway.
You get to see Rachel Zegler?
Yeah. I mean, she's a total troll. Lives under a bridge, harasses billy goats, the whole 9 yards.
It all makes sense now.
Speaking of which, maybe she'll get me... I'm gonna call her on my... I'm gonna call her and see if she'll be in the next Indiana Jones. She should be the next Indiana Jones. That'll totally destroy Lord. He loves Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's cruel.
Hey, Rach. I've got a cool idea for you that involves a whip and snakes.
I love that description. It's perfect.
I know, right? Weird, as we always say.